SOL 6.4, Lesson 4, Perfect Squares and Square Roots. What are perfect squares? A perfect square is a number that results from multiplying an integer by itself. There is a whole number and their opposites. We'll do that in the next lesson. For example, 6. 6 multiplied by itself is 6 times 6, and this is equal to 36. 6 is the root of 36, and 36 is the perfect square. 6 times 6 is called the expanded form, and 6 to the second power is called the condensed or the exponential form. It reads like this: 6 to the second power, or 6 squared. So when we use the little 2, the exponential 2, it's called squared. When we use the exponential 3, it's called cubed. Now, look at this picture. What do you observe? I observe that there are 6 squares diagonally running up the center. I observe that on both sides, they're the exact number of squares. This is what a perfect square is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The root is in the center, 6. So 6 is the root, and 36 is the perfect square. If you have to model them, this square is 1 times 1 equals 1. This square is 2 times 2, 4. This one is 3 across, 3 down. So the row is 3, the columns are 3. So it's 3 times 3. 3 is the root and 9 is the square or the perfect square, and so on. Numbering from 1 to 20. 1 times 1 is 1. These are called the roots. 20 times 20 is 400, and these are called the perfect squares. So you need to learn the perfect squares from 1 all the way to 20. At least up to 12 you should know by now. 4 times 4, the expanded form, is 16. The root is 4. The perfect square is 16. 11 times 11. The root is 11. The perfect square is 121. Then there's something called the radical. The radical is this little picture that you'll see on your calculator, and this signifies we're looking for the square root of a number. So if we put a number in the calculator and then we find this radical, it will give us the root of that number. It doesn't have to be a perfect square, but we're talking about perfect squares today. The perfect square of 4. The 4 is a perfect square, and the square root of 4 is 2. You want to go ahead now and do the checks.